Hi, YouTube. This is a vlog by request. Somebody requested that I read a couple of poems that I liked, and I will do that. And they also asked me to tell a short story. Well, since it's close to Halloween, I got a couple of stories that happened to my family. And as far as I know, I don't think my parents would lie that they are true stories. Okay, first the poems. The first one I'll read off is Afternoon on a Hill by Edna St. Vincent Millay. In fact, I did this in high school. I had to memorize it and stand up in front of class and say it. I will be the gladdest thing under the sun. I will touch 100 flowers and not pick one. I will look at cliffs and clouds with quiet eyes, watch the wind bow down the grass and the grass rise. And when lights begin to show up from the town, I will mark which must be mine and then start down. Now, the second one is from TV, and it's the Three Stooges, and I believe it was Curly Howard that said this is really funny. Little fly upon the wall, ain't you got no clothes at all? Ain't you got no shimmy shirt? Ain't you got no petty skirt? Boo fly, aren't you cold? I thought that was funny. Okay, now for the stories. When I was about, I'll say 7, maybe 8 years old, my parents and I lived in a town called Newell, West Virginia. And our house was right behind, about 10, maybe 15 feet away from our landlord's. She was an elderly woman, and she lived in front of us. Anyway, around midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, a knock came at our door. My father got up, went to the door, opened it, turned the light on and everything, porch light on. Nobody there. And he thought, well, I must have just thought I heard something. He went back to bed. It wasn't very long after that till another knock at the door, only louder and harder this time. He went to the door, turned the light on, nobody there. Well, this time he got dressed and went over to our landlord's house and pounded and knocked on their door. And finally, somebody come down and he asked them if something was wrong over there. And they said, no, there's something wrong with your place. So he told them about the two knocks. And he said, I'm sorry that I woke you up. And they said, well, we're sorry that you got woke. Okay. The next day in the afternoon, my mom got a phone call. It was my father's mother, my grandmother on my father's side. Here, that night, early in the morning, I should say, his grandmother died. Wow. So that must have been her or some kind of notice that she passed away. Oh. Yes. Interesting, huh? Yep. Now, the second story is about my mom when she was just a little girl. I can't remember her exact age, but her mother died from cancer when she was very young. Now, after a while, her father started seeing other women, dating again. Well, one time he brought a woman home and to stay overnight or stay longer. Well, anyway, the next morning when everybody got up, she was packing her clothes, and they said to her, "What's going on?" She said, "Well, I'm leaving." And they said, "Why? What's wrong?" She said, "Well, I was woke up during the night, and there was a woman standing at the foot of the bed." And everybody said, "What woman?" Get this. She described my grandmother, my mother's mother, from head to foot. Plus, she described the exact dress she had on when she died. Now, here's the rub. My grandfather didn't have any pictures of my grandmother in the house, at least none that could be seen by anyone. And he never described my grandmother to this woman. Wow. Well, that's the end of the story and the vlog. Happy Halloween, everyone. Peace.